Good afternoon to you. The 4th of June 2026, and we are coming live to you from the Kia Bohema studio here at Northridge. This is Good Afternoon Ghana, and my name is Helena Nyeweja. Coming up this afternoon. The Ghana National Fire Service has described Wednesday night's fire outbreak at the Accra Central Police Station in Tudu as one of the most challenging incidents firefighters have faced in recent times, citing gas explosions, live electrical hazards, crowd interference. Very much for keeping us company. My name again is Helena Nyeweja, and we start from here. Personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service have completed a search and rescue operation following the collapse of a two-story apartment building near Dayesuasi Supermarket at Adenta New Site during a heavy downpour on Wednesday evening. According to the service, it received a distress call at 6:36 p.m. Rescue teams from the national headquarters with support from personnel of the Legon and Abelimpe fire station swiftly arrived at the scene to commence operations.
Adenta New Site,
comprising 3 adults and 2 children were trapped beneath the rubble when the building collapsed. The victims were identified as Margaret Spelling, believed to be in her late 30s, Fred Atagba, believed to be in his late 30s, Solomon, 2 children, Sarah and David Jida. They were coordinated search and rescue and put 4 occupants, Fred Atagba, Solomon, Sarah and David, were all rescued with injuries and conveyed to the 37 military hospital for treatment. A dog that was also trapped in the collapsed structure was successfully rescued alive during the operation. Following intense efforts, the remaining victim, Margaret Skelly, was retrieved from beneath the rubble in an unconscious state. She was later handed over to the Adenta District Police for preservation and further investigation. The Ghana National Fire Service commended the swift intervention of community members who assisted in the initial rescue of trapped occupants and expressed appreciation to personnel from National Headquarters, Legon Fire Station, Abelimpe Fire Station, the Ghana Police Service, medical personnel, and all supporting agencies whose collaboration contributed to the operation.
Away from that, President John Dramani Mahama on Wednesday presided over the market open ceremony at the London Stock Exchange, urging global investors to back Ghana's growth and reap strong returns from the Ghana Stock Exchange. The president officially signaled the start of the day's trading activities at Paternoster Square, one of the world's leading financial houses, by ringing the iconic bell. To back his pitch, Mahama touted Ghana's improving economic indicators, noting that since assumption of office over the past 18 months, the country had implemented disciplined macroeconomic reforms.
For over 3 centuries, this exchange has served as a barometer of global economic confidence. a platform upon which the aspirations of nations and enterprises are weighed, valued, and rewarded. Ghana has earned its place in this room not on the strength of promise alone, but on the evidence of performance. And I bring you greetings and warm fraternal regards from the people of Ghana. The bond between Ghana and the United Kingdom is one of the most enduring in the Commonwealth. It's built not only on our common shared history, but on our shared democratic values, a commitment to the rule of law, and a growing economic partnership that serves the interest of both of our people. There are over 70,000 Ghanaians who call the United Kingdom home. They contribute to this economy, its institutions, and communities. They are also a bridge that transfers knowledge, capital, and confidence back to their home country, Ghana. The remittances that flow from this country are themselves a vote of confidence in Ghana's future. Today, I'm here to tell you that those investments, whether in people, in trade, or capital markets, are returning good dividends. Ghana is open, Ghana is stable, and Ghana is growing. When I returned to office in January 2025, Ghana was navigating one of the most challenging macroeconomic environments in a generation. Inflation had been elevated, interest rates were high, our currency had experienced significant depreciation, and our external debt position required restructured solutions. The task before us was clear: to restore macroeconomic stability, rebuild investor confidence, and create the conditions for inclusive and sustainable growth. And I'm pleased to report that this work is firmly underway and the results are measurable. Inflation has been brought under control, declining steadily from an elevated level of 54.1% in 2022 to a single digit of 3.4% currently. Thank you. This has restored the purchasing power for Ghanaian households and created predictability for businesses. Interest rates have followed suit. The Bank of Ghana has implemented a calibrated monetary easing cycle, reducing the cost of capital and unlocking credit for investment and enterprise. The Ghanaian currency, the CD, has stabilized. Currency stability is foundational to investor confidence, and we work deliberately to maintain it through fiscal discipline, improved foreign exchange management, and a structured external debt resolution framework. These are not merely statistics, they are structural foundations upon which our capital markets have been rebuilt and upon which the performance you are about to hear has been achieved. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to speak directly to the performance of our stock exchange, and I do so with both pride.
Now, the Ghana National Fire Service has described Wednesday night's fire outbreak at the Accra Central Police Station in Tudu as one of the most challenging incidents firefighters have faced in recent times, citing gas explosions, live electrical hazards, crowd interference, and inadequate firefighting infrastructure. Now, the fierce fire swept through parts of Makola Market in Accra, destroying several shops and goods worth tens of thousands of cedis. The blaze, which broke out on Wednesday, quickly spread through sections of the busy commercial hub, sending thick plumes of smoke into the air and forcing traders and shoppers to flee for safety. Fire officer ACFO Rashid Kwame Nisawo, speaking to the media, refuted claims that fire officers reported to the scene without water in their trucks. Prime Minister has been at the scene and also been addressing the press. Let's take a look.
You know, we have done long the way. We came to the hotel again.
Oh,
yes, yes.
Wow.
Very terrible.
You know how much?
Brian. So I just want to come in.
Check.
Wow. We have to prepare for very close to us. We also call our SBU who have the water cannon.
Yes.
They also came and supported them.
Oh, but the whole building went down.
The good thing they did was that they protected
the life
the place
from
extending for the fire.
Yeah, from stretching beyond
other buildings.
Yes.
So this is what they have done throughout the whole night.
Wow.
And last night our fire officer, one of them, got hit the hospital to look save him. Yeah, so it's a good job by our sister. Very well. She was also on the ground in the night throughout.
It was raining.
Yes, it was raining. Yes,
And there was also another building collapse at Adenta. There was a multiple thing. That's so sad. I mean, it's a very old building.
Yes.
So I hope that
it is a CID annex.
This
is where they do fingerprints and everything. And then so when they move them to the current place at 37, then I think the personnel, yes, as a residential accommodations. Yes, sir.
this is so unfortunate. But I've spoken to the woman. I've spoken to Ozaki. So you and him have been talking. So we are to try and get a place for them. And then NADMO is coming with the relief items too. So I mean, our immediate focus is to try and house them. And then we'll try and see what we can do with the building. So hopefully when the old man is back, then, because this should be very urgent. Because already the accommodation situation is very dire. So if this one comes to add, it makes it even more difficult. Chifa, thank you so much, man, for all you've done. At least, most important, we've not lost a life. I mean, this property we can replace it. If you lose a life, you can't replace life. So this is. But I know that we are temporarily sheltering them.
Yes, sir.
So can we go and see the place? Yes. I know
the men are here.
Yes.
They are staying in our conference room.
Yes.
We have some two conference rooms.
Yes.
So one was given to the men.
And the other was given to the women. So maybe.
They are all in the regional conference and from there we can interest.
Okay, so maybe let's go and see them.
Maybe the people want to talk to you.
No, I'll talk to them after we are done. After I've seen this. Yes. Yes, I mean, this is just so unfortunate. And it's sad that at a time like this, when the housing for police is even critical, we are even losing some of it. Just yesterday, right? So just yesterday we were talking to a private partner who was willing to partner us to come in to augment the housing deficit for the police. Yesterday we left around 4:30 there or 5. When we were going through the documentations, and then we woke up, and then later in the night, during the rains, we heard this. I want to thank the IGP and his team, the Ghana National Fire Service, the Chief Fire and her team, National Security, and all the security apparatus for all they did. We've lost properties. Our men and women have lost their property, but at least we thank God we've not lost life. Because it is only life we cannot replace. All these things can be replaced. So we are hoping. Our main focus now is to house them, because these are serving officers. So you can't leave them hanging. So we are organizing ourselves. Immediately the IGP has been instructed to do whatever humanly possible to make sure that by the close of today, tomorrow, everybody is housed. So we are doing a number of temporary measures. One, whatever we have, if we can rent immediately, let's do hotels. But we know that they can't stay in a hotel for long. So once they're in the hotel, then we try to organize rental premises for them immediately. Now, as you know, the president is traveled. The vice president is also in the Bono region. I've briefed her. And I'm hopeful tomorrow she may even come around to also see things for herself. In the interim, we need to quickly come out with a measure how to quickly replace this structure with maybe a more modern and more well-equipped that could deal with fire easily. So we are on top of it. NADMO is coming with the relief items. I've instructed them to come with some relief items because obviously they've lost everything. Their food, their everything. I'm told that some even went out without, apart from the clothes on them, they didn't have anything. So all of us have to try and support them and see how they can quickly resume their work, and then we can take our time and replace the structure. So I want to thank all of you for your coverage. From here we'll go and visit the fire officer who got injured on the site at the police hospital. Then we'll go to 37 to see those from the building collapse, and then probably go to the building collapse site to see the site. It's a very difficult.
Also at the scene and spoke to the press as well. As the NADMO officials also spoke to the press after the Interior Minister and the IGP you saw in the earlier video also spoke. So let's now take a listen to the NADMO officials.
The news broke up yesterday, since yesterday evening, so we sent some of our men to come and assess the situation here. And this morning too, we are here to assess the situation. Now the fire has been brought to control. The affected building, now we are yet to know the number of people that occupy this building, the number of people and things that has been destroyed. That is where we can see what we can do. We cannot say that we are going to give everything to them, but we will look at their situation and what we also can offer. You see, that is what NADMO essentially we are here to do. Some of the things we do as NADMO is to educate, to prevent disaster from happening. And this education, we have been doing it through in and through out. But even just looking at the situation here, these are indiscipline that has amounted. Look at the deep freezers. We have about hundreds of deep freezers here. You understand me? Look at the wiring situation here. All those things can cause those disasters. A building like this, with such an activities going on, we don't even have one fire extinguisher here. Because from the report that we are gathering, it's unconfirmed. I mean, there are so many allegations that is going on. They saw a smoke. From where? What causes that smoke from coming out? So we are begging everybody, we should take our safety seriously. If you see your brother that is doing something that is going to hurt somebody, speak up. As you came here, I was speaking to one of your media stations. Look at where we are standing. We are talking about flood. These are drains. And look at how it's choked. Who did it? It's not our own beings. Now, the water cannot have its way to flow. So water will still find its way wherever it's going to go. We are telling people to desist from those things. We are too stubborn. But I believe that going forward, we are taking lessons. And maybe drastic measures will be taken about such matters. Look at the Sache robbers. Look at it. It is not helping us as a country. It is sad though, but at least we will learn something out of it. Yeah. You're welcome.
It was the NADMO officials they expressing their own thoughts on the happenings after yesterday unfortunate incidents that happened over there. But we are now going to talk to some of the victims as well and find out exactly how everything panned out and how they are feeling now.
So, unyama ni biashara.
Pachai, nyama eton manta area, to down her, but ahana mete. Baby bia she. Yes, I didn't say on shading. Then penny form we are more bomboy because we don't know what to say. Don't know. In him. They've taken our numbers. They'll come to our aid, so we are just hoping the best.
Obi am pratie, me mamu shati. Ya be hwa so fo am why. mo ka mo poma to me e yeso ye hu se that wo kura mo pass to demolition mo popo no wa betima be china ho ama fire service for aditati ama wo say wires and fridges and akwonso meanwhile I embarrass it is a what was our problem now as I say we've got office we from police for no say mo sha dia akwonso problem no and then no so nti ye be yes adwuma we atutu sade won what mayor one yes adie no and one say we wura mu bubu until me start allegation and said we be jino ka kire me say ye na yakwonso ye the fridge is 100 and your wires and I'm a chat of you and yes ye fee sunny ya meanwhile dress me see you so to IGP atukana to abaha abashusha ko pepe bia mayada asia be mayen 50 million each person says the ba you for go tontare mankola no na se mayo waba want me anya sa sympathy down mayen na mo me ade ka mayen no wo so wo ngubu eno a yati say ya latafua ya de ko di South Africa for no hua wanka so timi de ye wunua na nyame am de ye obi na ye bone ti yanka sa Ghana for de ye twa no eno ani de ye dua na eno ani ye twa oso Obama ye so no oba ye ni asi nyina wantumi ama me bisa se de me nua no de na akoso ntina eba ne sa.
Flooding this afternoon, several parts of Accra have been submerged following heavy rainfall on Wednesday, causing disruption to transport, business activities and daily life in affected communities. The downpour triggered first more in the following report.
Through parts of the trading area, destroying goods and leaving several market women counting their losses. Ground floor of several structures were completely overtaken by floodwaters, leaving families stranded and forcing emergency evacuations in some areas. Affected residents in Malam and Banyard report devastating property losses, stating that furniture, electrical appliances, electronics, and other personal belongings were destroyed before they could be salvaged. The flooding also caused major traffic disruptions across parts of the capital. Vehicular movement along the Accra-Kanishi Highway slowed to a near standstill as overflowing drainage systems spilled onto the roads, leaving commuters trapped in hours-long gridlock. Drivers and passengers were forced to navigate flooded streets while some vehicles reportedly stalled in submerged sections of the roadway. The recurrent flooding disaster has reignited power. The Ghana Meteorological Agency has forecast mixed weather conditions across the country from June 3 to June 5, 2026, with thunderstorms, rain, mist, and occasional sunshine expected in different ecological zones. The service said it has activated emergency response channels and urged residents to contact emergency services when necessary. It reminded the public to use 112 as well as Fire Management Center lines 0302 772 446 and 0299 340 383 among other emergency numbers.
Now let's turn our attention to other matters. As former member of Parliament for Tamale Central, Yunusa Hussaini has dismissed calls by Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin for a review of the Proper Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, which was passed by Parliament on May 29 in his absence. Speaking on Newsnight, Mr. Hussaini argued that once a bill has been duly passed by Parliament, the Speaker lacks the authority to bring it back to the House for reconsideration or review.
Because the bill has been passed by Parliament, and passing the bill by Parliament means that the bill has been read the third time in Parliament and passed. Now Parliament has exhausted its mandate to reconsider the bill. It has exhausted the mandate. So Parliament is now functus officio. Parliament cannot by itself bring back the bill. And that should be made clear to everybody. It is the rule of law and its parliamentary practice.
Okay.
So certainty and predictability are cardinal principles of the rule of law. When a bill is read the third time and passed in Parliament, Parliament's mandate or authority to deal with that bill is exhausted, it's finished. So what Speaker Bagbin said or has said is only aspirational. It is not the law. It's aspirational. The bill of the 8th Parliament need not be the bill of the 9th Parliament. That's the first thing.
Okay.
The second thing is that the composition of Parliament has radically changed in this 9th Parliament. The composition of the 8th Parliament is different from the 9th Parliament. So the difference will manifest itself in their views, in the views of this 9th Parliament, in the opinions that they hold, in their perceptions, in the way that they see that this bill should be passed. It creates an impression that it is only the Speaker who can preside over a legislation before it can become law. But that is not it. A Deputy Speaker, when he sits in the chair, acts as Speaker and performs the functions of a Speaker. So the Parliament is constituted with the members of Parliament and the Speaker. That's how Parliament is constituted. So if Parliament was constituted rightly, and the bill made met all the motions in Parliament, then that bill cannot be said to have been passed without a Speaker. There was a Speaker presiding, and the bill was passed.
Now, away from that, tragedy hits Bafokrom within the Mfantsiman Municipal Assembly of the Central Region following the tragic drowning of a 26-year-old taxi driver. Daniel Kweku Amweni reportedly slipped into the Misa Ochi River while washing his vehicle over the weekend. After an agonizing 2-day search, local drivers finally recovered his body earlier. We have details in this report.
It was supposed to be a routine Sunday chore 10 fatal for 26-year-old Daniel Kweku Amweni. On Sunday, May 31st, the young taxi driver headed to the banks of the Emisa River in Bafokrom to wash his taxi. He never returned. Suspicion grew among local residents when his personal belongings, including his mobile phone, his clothes, and an amount of 300 Ghana cedis were found abandoned at the riverbank where he was washing his car. An intensive search and rescue operation was launched by local drivers on Monday. Despite spending the entire day scouring the waters, the divers came up empty-handed. However, the grim search came to an end on Tuesday, June 2nd. According to the search team, Daniel's body was discovered trapped in the deepest part of the river, already showing signs of decomposition. The body has since been retrieved and transported to the Salt Pond Government Hospital mortuary. Officers from the Mankasim Police Command escorted the body and have officially commenced investigations to determine the exact circumstances surrounding the tragic incident. The assemblyman and the mother of the deceased spoke to the media about the incident.
Oho biara mpunyi ho a wa ba boto biara oboto biara na okuru yarem moti biara nsanyim nsu no ho dwumezi a onida ba ho ina again iya obi muso ho ma onyim egwar but one no we kutwa mpo bi da mi a mai mutum megura ya mpom asema ebia no ho ma wo gurai ni nyinaare no sabi kusum anade.
Now, away from that, the Ministry of Finance has released 1.677 billion cedis to the Ministry of Food and Agriculture in 2026, representing 85% of the ministry's approved budget for goods and services and capital expenditure. Now, the announcements made at the launch of Ghana's National Pact for Agricultural Transformation, Food Security and Employment underscores government's commitment to driving agricultural growth, enhancing food security and creating jobs across the country.
According to the Deputy Minister for Finance, the release demonstrates government's commitment to transforming the agricultural sector through strategic investments and targeted interventions. Nyakwapim said agriculture remains central to President John Dramani Mahama's economic transformation agenda, with a focus on boosting food production, strengthening value chains, creating jobs and improving food security. He announced that 581.4 million cedis has been allocated for the establishment of 50 farmer service centers nationwide.
this is where we wrap up for the news segments here on Good Afternoon Ghana. My name is Helena Nyeweja. We have more after this break. Stay tuned.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy. Specifically designed for low and medium income earners, our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
Through every stage of life, some things simply stay with us. The spirit of never giving up. A throwback to a bygone era when love was service. The silent statement of love. A thoughtful gesture that deepens bonds, balancing work and life. Every drop refreshes, every sip hydrates, just as it should. I am awake, one for life. Drink water, drink awake. Supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Looking for comfort, convenience, and class all in one place? Welcome to Stay Easy Apartments on Conference Center, where modern living meets exceptional service. Whether you're staying for business or leisure, Stay Easy offers you a home away from home. Spacious and well-furnished apartments, pool, gym, and everything you need to relax and feel at ease. Planning a meeting, workshop, or special event? Our event ground and state-of-the-art conference center is designed to host your events and bring your vision to life. From corporate gatherings to private functions, we provide the perfect space, supported by modern equipment and a professional team ready to assist you. At Stay Easy, your comfort and success are our priority. Book your stay or reserve your space today. Call us at 020-739-1473 or 0244-226367. Stay Easy Apartments and Conference Center. Stay easy with us.
West Africa stands at a defining crossroads. A region rich in opportunity, yet challenged by fragmentation, policy divergence, and structural constraints that continue to limit its full potential. The African Continental Free Trade Area offers a historic pathway to unlock trade, strengthen regional value chains, and accelerate economic transformation. But today, the question is no longer what to do, it is how to deliver. Join live on 30th June 2026 at 11 o'clock GMT on Metro TV Ghana, DSTV Channel 277 and EBIT's digital platforms for the 5th edition of the President's Round Table on the theme, Financing Integration in a Fragmenting Region. making AFCFTA work for West Africa. This high-level dialogue is designed to move beyond discussion and drive action, to identify bankable cross-border anchor projects that deliver tangible impact within the next 12 to 24 months. From transport and logistics corridors to digital trade systems to export-oriented manufacturing value chains, this roundtable will spotlight solutions that transform ambition into measurable results. Participants will address critical questions. How do we unlock financing for regional projects? How do we overcome regulatory barriers? How do we secure strong joint suffering commitments? This exclusive event, broadcast live from the Metro TV studios in Accra and convened by Dr. George Ejekum Donko, President and Chairman of the Board of Directors of EBID, will assemble policymakers under the theme, Financing Integration in a Fragmenting Region, making AFCFTA work for West Africa. The vision is clear. The opportunities are real. Now it's time to deliver. Tune in on 30th June 2026 at 11 o'clock GMT on Metro TV Ghana, DSTV Channel 277 and EBID's digital platforms for the 5th edition of the President's Round Table. Mark your calendar and stay updated on this event via EBID's digital platforms. ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development. EBID. Transforming ECOWAS communities.
June 3rd, 11 years ago, tragedy struck the heart of Accra. Lives were lost, families were changed forever, and a nation mourned. Today, we remember through action. Let's Love Lead NGO present the 4th edition of the June 3rd Memorial Sanitation Drive, bringing together celebrities, musicians, community leaders, chiefs, influential politicians, and the general public for a major cleanup exercise from Nima Mambo Bigata to Paloma and its environs. Together, let's keep our communities clean and protect lives. Date Saturday, 6th June 2026. Location Nima Mambo Bigata to Paloma, Accra. Time 6 a.m. prompt. Come ready to clean. Come ready to serve. Come ready to lead with love. Powered by Let's Love Lead NGO. Healing communities, inspiring action. For more information, call 0242 737116. Sponsors, partners.
From finding your dream home to building a legacy for your family, the Homeowner Show has been your trusted guide.
How sure are you what you are getting is the right land? And it has to do with searches, land commission, checking social planning authority, checking everything to make sure that what you are buying is not a problem or a challenge prone transaction.
The stress of even not owning a house and constantly coughing up to rent is a big issue.
Join me, Hannah Atiasi, and my distinguished panelists as we delve into exciting conversations. Season 3 of the Homeowner Show, every Saturday at 6 p.m., only on Metro TV. Don't just own a house, build a legacy for your family.
Right, welcome back from the break. This is Good Afternoon Ghana on Metro TV, and welcome to live from our studios here, North Region Accra, and transmitting across our social media platforms on Facebook, Metro TV Ghana, on YouTube, Metro TV Ghana. We're live on there. Also on DSTV channel 277. You can watch us live on there on Radio 94.1 FM. My name is Desmond Okrekutan. So it's been a tough few hours for the country after the remembrance of the June 3rd of 2015, what happened 11 years on from last night. And then we had rains coming in with thunderstorms all through the night that has caused lots of destruction, causing lots of flooding in several parts of the capital and beyond. Of course, I know that in places like Winneba, in the Cape Coast area also, and some other areas have been flooded. And then here in Accra, last night, 2 fire outbreaks, one at the Accra Central Police Barracks, as we've shown to you, where our correspondent on the ground, Vanessa de Tumbuatin, brought to us the visuals of the IGP visiting the area with the Interior Minister, Muntaka Mubarak, also visiting the area. And then there was one also at Kantamanto. So 2 fire outbreaks last night. And then at Adenta, there was a building collapse that has caused the death of 1 person, and 4 others have been rescued from that debris. Now, it's been a very tough one, and we're going to speak to ADO1 Alex King-Nate. He's a member of the communications team for the Ghana National Fire Service, to understand what happened last night and how they have been dealing with it, because I have what I want to say with regards to the works of the Ghana National Fire Service. And I saw videos across social media where a lot of people were hurling insults at the officials from the Ghana National Fire Service. And if we think that is the way to go, well, I'll share my piece later. But for now, let's speak to ADO1 Alex King-Nate. Good afternoon, Alex. Thank you very much for joining us. It must be a very, very tough few hours for yourself and all the other personnel of the fire service on the ground. How have you been doing?
Believe it or not, our events as firefighters are regular like this. We wait for a lot of fires like this. In Accra and Tema alone, most of the time, we record no less than 20 fires in a day. And so this is just one that has caught attention, but our gallant officers are always busy with fires like this and risking their lives. So yes, it's been yesterday, especially with the rains and the flood, presented a special or unique spate of fire outbreaks, and our officers were on top of their games. As I speak to you, we are still at the scene, making sure that there is no room for reignition of the fire.
So 2 incidents, are you able to share with us what happened at these 2 places?
Okay, so with the building collapse at Adenta, it happened at Adenta news sites around the Information Services Department, where our officers got to the scene and were informed that there had been a building of a two-story building that had collapsed, and 5 people were trapped in there. Fortunately, the people within the area were able to rescue 2 people before the arrival of the Ghana National Fire Service, leaving 3 more people under the rubbles. So officers quickly got to work, working in a coordinated manner to be able to help bring out the 3 other people. Fortunately, they were able to bring out the 2 other people alive, but the last person was unfortunately brought out dead. And so the body was handed over to the Ghana Police Service for autopsy and for preservation. The other 4 people who survived are currently responding to treatment at the 37 Hospital. In relation to the fire at Tudu, we received a call almost the same time as the building collapsed, where our officers were informed of a fire at Tudu near the Central Police Station. Our team at the Makola Station were quickly dispatched to the scene to fight the fire. Unfortunately, due to inaccessibility and the gas cylinders that the occupants had left inside there, it made the fire escalate, leaving a lot of explosions, which had a tendency to put people's lives at risk. So we had to, they had to call in for reinforcements. So we had fire teams from ministries, parliament, circle, industrial area, all coming together to augment the efforts of officers at the Tudu station. And so we realized that the fire involved a story building which housed our brothers, the police. Apparently, it's a police barracks annex. And so when we got there, our officers had to make sure that we salvaged the fire from affecting the adjoining buildings. The adjoining buildings included the offices of the Ghana Water Company. And so we had to prioritize making sure that we prevent the fire from spreading. There was also a warehouse behind this place where these traders had used as their makeshift warehouse, storing their goods. So we had to make sure that we prevent the fire from spreading to all these places. Okay. Unfortunately, some of these market women kept their wares in front of this building. So when the fire came, it affected their wares in front. But then the building, the Ghana Water Company building, there was a bank back there, and there was also there was a bank back there, and then there was the makeshift warehouse. All was salvaged from the fire. Unfortunately, the building that started the fire unfortunately got burnt totally because of the presence of so much gas cylinders and deep freezers, which gave off so many dangerous explosions and further escalated the fire.
Right. So just to confirm from you that it was only a fire situation at the Accra Central Police Barracks at Tudu and not another one at Kantamanto Market?
Not another one at Kantamanto Market. There was another small fire opposite our fire station at Makola, but our officers were able to deal with it, and so it didn't escalate further. But the major one was the one at Tudu, which raised eyebrows.
Right. Again, when you go for, or when you're called upon on such incidents, you talk about a lot of challenges. The inaccessibility is one of them. You've mentioned that. And then the videos showing people talking or saying a lot of things about the personnel and how you handle the fire situation. What really is there to understand about how operations are done on the field when you're called upon?
Okay, so when we are called upon and we get to the scene, one, we make sure that there's no one trapped inside. If there's someone trapped, rescuing the person out remains our priority. When we're able to ensure that there's no one trapped inside, we make sure of the threats inside, things that can injure our firefighters or injure people around. And so these things could include, as I said, the gas cylinders that were left in there. These explosions could lead to the cylinder even flying and hitting people from a distance. And we know that fires involving gas, when you pour water on it, you're doing a cost-90 job. Because just like when you're cooking at home and you are pouring water on your, or when the water in the bowl overflows and pours on the gas cooker, you realize that it doesn't quench the fire, it further escalates it. Okay. Or if I'm to even remind us painfully of the June 3rd, 11 years ago, it was raining heavily on that day, but we still recorded the tragedy. So when we get there, we have to know what we are dealing with, the kind of fire we are dealing with, the kind of threat we are dealing with. In yesterday's situation, for instance, there was electricity power passing through the lines. So as we fought the fire, our officers were suffering a lot of electrocutions. And so it became, we had to call on ECG to cut power supply. Unfortunately, the power was never cut. And we also didn't say that because the power is not cut, we will not work. We had to find ways to work. There was gas explosion. Going in there would have put the lives of our officers at risk. So we had to find ways to, and then pouring water would not have done anything. So we had to employ the use of foam concentrate to be able to subdue the fire and then be able, so when we were there trying to do the assessments and then apply the right approach, people didn't understand us. And it's unfortunate that people still want to live in the primitive thinking that fire officers come to fire scenes without water. And when I find educated people making those same aspersions, I get disappointed, because if we didn't have water to fight the fire, then how did we fight the fire? Then how did we fight the fire? So it becomes very, I don't know if they use their sweat to fight the fire, but we used water. So to say that we came there without water, it's an insult, because even they know that we have to approach fire scenes with water. How much more firefighters? It becomes a very big insult to firefighters, and one that we never condone. We are committed. Yesterday, one of our officers who was operating the pump, at the end of our hose, there's a very heavy metal that we use to couple the pump. Yesterday, while coupling the pump in anticipation of fighting the fire, the pressure from the pump, brought the hose out, hitting his chest heavily with this metal. He went unconscious, and it was very life-threatening. Fortunately, he's responding to treatment at the police hospital. We are committed. We come not to watch the fire, we come to quench the fire. So when people out of excitement or out of grief say things, it becomes unfortunate because we risk our lives to save them. And so if you can't thank us, please don't insult us.
Radio 1 Alex Kenate, thank you very much for speaking to us here on Good Afternoon Ghana. So you had the member of the PR team for the Ghana National Fire Service, Radio 1 Alex Kenate. Now, just a minute, let me touch on a few things that I believe that the Interior Ministry should be looking at, and government as a whole. The Ghana National Fire Service is hugely under-equipped. They do not have equipment to do their work. And I'm not saying this because of anything. I have made my checks. I've spoken with people in the Ghana National Fire Service. I have my sources who tell me even tunics, they do not have that to work. The oxygen for when such to battle the fire, when there's so much smoke, they don't have. The tenders, most of them are not working, and so how do you expect them to do the work? It is one of the dangerous works that people are getting into, fight fire. You either get bent or you do the work well, and then you're able to move away with just the smoke all over you. But if they don't have the apparatus, the instruments, the equipment to do the work, they will not get it done. And then it comes back to the citizens always hurling insults at them because they say they came without water and attendance, they came without this, without that. But they're also looking out for their lives. I am telling you, officials of Ghana National Fire Service do not have insurance just in case something happens when they are battling fire. They do not have that. And so government, Interior Ministry, please, Ghana National Fire Service needs your help. It is very, very important. And so we'll move on. We'll move on. I'll definitely keep tabs on this for news tonight at 7 p.m. So join us for more on that. For now, we're going to be speaking to Sharif Ghali, he's president of the Ghana Youth Federation, and we're doing an assessment about the Ejumara program quickly and get into other conversations. Remember that we'd also be talking about the World Cup. Some of the teams are arriving in USA, Canada, and Mexico. We'll get into that. So, Sharif Ghali, good afternoon. Welcome to Good Afternoon, Ghana. Talk to us about the Ghana Youth Federation. What's the federation about?
Thank you, brother, for having me here. The Ghana Youth Federation is a constitutional body representing the interests of the youth. If you look at the youth ecosystem in Ghana, we have government agencies like National Youth Authority, YE. These are government agencies driven by government appointees. By law, we are supposed to have a federation that is independently managed, that is not politically driven, that is enshrined in the NYA Act 929. And so we had the Ghana Youth Federation formed last year by the Minister of Youth, and I was tasked with other key members to lead it. Our work basically is to form the federation in every district in Ghana and all regions, and we would give the voice, the undiluted, non-partisan voice to Ghanaian youth to speak to national issues, to ensure that the government is driving youth development in Ghana. That's basically what the Ghana Youth Federation is all about. So you can call it a quasi-government organization, but not necessarily a government organization. This is more or less the voice of the Ghanaian youth, backed by law.
Right. And with that, the Ghanaian youth is looking for job. Unemployment has been a bane for us, and this government coming in had promised a number of things for the Ghanaian youth, and many of the youth are waiting on that to officially kickstart so that they can also get something doing for themselves. As as you look at what government is trying to do with the policies, and look at the youth also waiting and seeing if something would happen, what would you say? Do you think that there's a commitment by government to be able to do this and turn things around for the youth?
There's always commitment from government. The thing we should be asking is that whether we are actualizing the commitment. When I say there's always commitment from various government, there have been commitment from MPP government. There was USTAD, a lot of them, different program. This government also came out with Ejumawura, with National Apprenticeship and few others. So in that alone is a commitment. Unfortunately, sustainability and the implementation is where we have problems. Because imagine you want to, let's take Ejumawura for example. You want to train 10,000 and fund 2,000 out of the 10,000. Brilliant, right? Because you want to give them funding to start business. But the thing is that, are we getting the money to the real young people who need the support? Is that what we are doing? Right. The same thing with National Apprenticeship. National Apprenticeship is supposed to train 100,000 and then what do you call it, TVET skills, and then give them starter kits. If you want to be a hairdresser, after the training, they give you hairdryer and all that you need, the starter tools. These are all commitment from government, and this is a lot of money. But then we should be talking about the sustainability or the implementation, and I think that previous government have made commitment. Our target should be, how do we connect the output of this commitment to creating jobs for Ghanaian youth? Right. So we promise to train, fund, and all of that. But does those things really create the jobs, or they are just part of the gimmicks? That is where, for me as a technical person, I look out for. And I think that this government started as a government that listened for the first year. With all honesty, having been able to work with them, we are yet to see what subsequent. You know, sometimes when you are new or when you are back to power, you want to show that okay, my doors are open. Then the power gets into your head, and all of a sudden you forget where you start from. So I think they started well. Let's see what happens. If we can do that, we'll be able to work together to elevate or support the youth. But then when it comes to job creation, I think we are so lacking. Yeah. To be honest, I won't sit here and lie. We are so battling with a big thing. Because just early this year, we had an unemployment rate coming back to 13.1%. That means it's increasing. And so it means that a lot of programs, a lot of attention must be given to youth programming and investment in the Ghanaian youth so that we can create jobs for them. Right, and in creating jobs, there are quite a number of things that sometimes people in the private sector do talk about when it comes to the youth, and given the jobs, it's a certain mindset that needs to be changed in all of that. And even if it's coming from government, it becomes worse if we go there with a certain mindset that, well, it's not for me, it's for government, so I'll do whatever I want with it. What should be the position of the youth in terms of mindset, in terms of attitude towards work, so that when government is able to put together its program, including the Ejumawura and the Getting, they maximize the opportunities that comes with it? I think you put it right. There is a problem with the mindset of the youth of Ghana. We cannot write that off. And there is also the aspect of implementation as well. So let me pick it one after the other. Before I got here, I'm just returning from a program. We organized a dialogue, open dialogue for young entrepreneurs to tell us what they think about a Ejumawura cohort one that has been, is completed now. We want to gather their learnings, we want to gather their input so that we can write a letter, a position paper to the government. And it would amaze you as to some of the things they were talking about. But let's get back to the mindset. Mindset is very important. I was just telling them that, that, you see, national programs is not just government. It is your money, it's your taxpayers' money. So if you say or think that, okay, this is government and let me take the money, squander it and go free, you are inherently affecting the future of our country. And you are spoiling the chances of other young people. It could be your younger brother. It could be another person who may get another funding. Imagine President says that today, okay, I don't think that the Ejumawura may have lived up to the tax, so I'm stopping the funding. You are stopping the opportunity of the next young person. So mindset is very important, and I am happy you picked it up. It is, if you are listening or watching us this afternoon, as a young person, do not treat government programs as just mere programs for you to siphon money from. You must be interested. You must be asking questions that says that what is the impact of this program? That this money they are giving to me, how can I use it so that the next young person, they can say that I've given Sheriff this money, Sheriff, I've done this, then we can give Kojo. This is what the young people should be looking for. And so, honestly, mindset is very important, and the young person will need to change their mindset. If not, government will also play that game. Okay, say you are saying this government, come and take go. That's all. And that's why the youth, we are not seeing any tangible development, but we've seen different government coming out with different programs. Ejumawura alone is receiving 100 million every year. That's not the small money. Yes, even though we still want more, but that's not small.
Okay.
We need to ask questions. Who is benefiting? We need to show the president of the day that the ones that we have given the money to, this is what they have used the money for, and this is the impact they have created, so that the president can even give more next time.
How do young people position themselves for to be able to be part of this Ejumawura program?
What I realized today after engaging young people is that we are on the social media, we are in the global village, but we lack information. I think that is not their fault, because we are inundated with a lot of information, and so you don't even know what to do. There's a lot of information online. But I told them today, because most of them raised concerns about they are not being aware of Ejumawura. And so they didn't even apply. Some of them heard of it late and they can't apply. And I told them to be on the lookout. The moment any government comes and announce program, search about the programs, follow them, follow the agencies that are implementing them, so that you can be updated all the time. That is one thing I told the young people, must be on the lookout for information that can benefit them. The next thing is that, especially for Ejumawura, is for business. You can't just get up and say, because it's government, or my government is in power, my party is in power, I'm applying. No, you need. What I saw with Ejumawura cohort 1 tells me that if we would do cohort 2 like that, there will definitely be changes. I'm telling you, by the end of 2028, we can have a real story to say. Why? Because I sat on the grant committee as a private person. I sat on the selection committee, and no politician called us to say that this is my list, give the funding to them. We were allowed to do our selection. When it comes to the pitching, I've been involved in previous government thing. We sat in Accra and did all the selection. But with the Ejumawura cohort 1, when we selected the final 3,000, we were tasked to go to them. We didn't ask them to come to Accra. We went. I was in charge of the 3 northern regions, northern region, North East and Upper East. We went to them, bring your product, come and pitch before us. So that tells me that this government may be serious. For the first time, they pitched before us independently. We selected 3,000, and we say that based on the list you gave us and based on the work we have done, these are the youth that have qualified. And now that brings me to the point of what the youth should do. Don't just think that, oh, because it's government and our apply and get them money. No, you need to go through the mill. You need to prove that your business is viable, that is innovative. You need to prove that there's market demand for your product. You can't just come and think that you get the money. No. Well, maybe if they change, that is if the NEIP change their way of implementing, but if they continue with that, that is what every young person must do. Even though it's government money, but you must prove to the last that you deserve that money and that you have a viable business that should be invested in. And this is what we should be working on. Traction, whatever you are doing with your business today, keep records. Make sure there's something to prove when somebody comes to ask questions before you can even apply to Ejumawura. Yes.
Right. So if you just, we're speaking to Sherry Gali, President of the Ghana Youth Federation. We're talking about the Ejumawura program. We've got a few minutes to wrap up on this. So I'm just going to talk about as I mentioned, this is quite a fair, opening for all youth who want to get some grants from the government. And so going forward, what should we be expecting from the Ghana Youth Federation in connection with the Ejumawura program and any other thing that you're working on?
Thank you very much. So the Ghana Youth Federation would be making sure that the voices of youth, Ghanaian youth, are heard on national issues. Gone are the days when we allow the young people to complain within them and, more or less have nowhere to go to speak to. Now, the Ghana Youth Federation is creating the platform for young people to contribute to national program. Ejumawura National Apprenticeship Program, all the youth programs, it's our money they are using to run it. And we need to be interested in it. We need to be able to speak to them. We need to ask questions. Where did the money go? Who got what? What are they doing? What is the impact? What is the story? And so this time around, the young people, I'm advising them, it's not about giddy-giddy. It's not about demonstrations. It's about using our head, and it's about asking the right questions. And the Ghana Youth Federation is going to continue to create that platform for us to speak to national issues. And for those who are implementing the programs at the government level, this time around, you have a young group or youth that says that we will not just sit and watch you. We'll ask you questions. Don't just think you are implementing and go scot-free. We would ask to know who got what. Where did you, who did you give the money to? Where are they? We would want to follow through. And that is what the Federation is promising. But the Federation will also want to let government know that preliminary, from what we have heard from the youth of Ghana, Ejumawura seems to be doing well. So we need the government to raise the funding for Ejumawura. We need government to raise the funding, and we need government to convert the NEIP into a youth entrepreneurship development agency.
How does anybody get in touch with the Federation?
For the Federation, our website, Ghana Youth Federation, they can visit the website. For youth groups, they can register. For individuals, they can follow the Federation for more engagement.
Right. Thank you very much, Sheriff Ghali, for coming. He's president of Ghana Youth Federation. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll get into the New Patriotic Party, and there's a gentleman who is seeking a position in there as the Greater Accra Regional Organizer, Benjamin Naga, and we'll be hearing from him what he has for the people and why he should be the one to be voted for. So stay with us. We'll be back shortly after this break.
Mommy, good morning.
Oh, good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
So, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, first Ghana colorectal center, aim to serve a peculiar health need.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At NEC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy. Specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. It makes your teeth stronger. Chicky chicky whiter. Chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel Kids. Happy smile.
This Easter, Estate Masters Limited is giving you more reasons to celebrate in our extended Easter promo. Secure your dream land at Nest Cottage, Chopoli with a massive 15% discount. Or choose Palm Hills, Gomwa Pamfukurum, also at 15% discount. And for lovers of the coast, Coastal Park, Mingo Prampram awaits you at 10% discount. Plus, enjoy free site visits and free documentation because we make land ownership simple. This Easter, don't just celebrate, invest in your future. Estate Masters Limited, your most preferred estate partner.
June 3rd, 11 years ago, tragedy struck the heart of Accra. Lives were lost, families were changed forever, and a nation mourned. Today, we remember through action. Let's Love Lead NGO present the 4th edition of the June 3rd Memorial Sanitation Drive, bringing together celebrities, musicians, community leaders, chiefs, influential politicians, and the general public for a major cleanup exercise from Nima Mambo Bigata to Paloma and its environs. Together, let's keep our communities clean and protect lives. Date Saturday, 6th June 2026. Location Nima Mambo Bigata to Paloma, Accra. Time 6 a.m. prompt. Come ready to clean, come ready to serve, come ready to lead with love. Powered by Let's Love Lead NGO. Healing communities, inspiring action. For more information, call 0242 737116. Sponsors, partners.
Hi guys, my name is Kojo Oponkroma, Member of Parliament for the righteous people of Ofuase Ayurebi. We are waiting to watch the World Cup, and we know that for many years now, for behind-the-scenes coverage, for up-to-date news, when it comes to the Black Stars in the World Cup, it's traditionally been Metro TV, and now you have Original TV and Original Radio. So I want to encourage you, watch Metro and Original for the latest updates on the Black Stars and the World Cup in US, Canada, and Mexico. We'll be watching. You watch too.
Catch every moment loud and live on Metro TV, Original TV, and Original 91.9 FM.
Right, welcome back from the break. This is Good Afternoon Ghana on Metro TV with me, Desmond Okrekudan. So we're live on Facebook, Metro TV Ghana, also on DSTV channel 277, and on radio also. You can join us on 94.1 FM. I mentioned before the break that we'll get into the quarters of the NPP, especially with the internal elections. And joining me in studio is a gentleman who's been a two-term parliamentary candidate for the party in the Shai Sudoku constituency, and also has been a member of the New Patriotic Party for a very long time. He served as polling station secretary multiple times, and he's led community development initiatives for the party for quite a while. And today he is asking that he gets the votes of the NPP to become the Greater Accra regional organizer in the upcoming internal elections. And Benjamin Nage has joined me here in studio. Good afternoon, welcome to the program. And lots of rains, lots of things happening on June 3rd into today. Sure. Have you been? I mean, all of that.
It's quite it's sad. It's sad because looking at the status of Ghana and the fact that flooding is still a problem. It's very sad. Yeah. It's very, very sad. Within my constituency, we don't have that. But if you look at other parts of the region, flooding is a major problem. That needs to be dealt with. We don't need to politicize flooding because when there's flooding, affects everybody. Yes, it affects everybody. It's not about political coloration or anything. So it's sad. It's sad. And I need the government. The government should do that. Should rise and then make sure this is a thing of the past.
Yeah, true. So for you, you've served for a very long time in the NPP, different phases of it. What would be your experience? What would you say has been what you've learned across all of those phases of the grassroots level of the NPP, and even standing as a parliamentary candidate? What have you learned from that?
Okay, thank you. Yes, I have served the party in most capacities, not all though, in most capacities as a grassroots person. I have been a grassroots person, still a grassroots person, because I served as a polling station secretary. And as a matter of fact, being a parliamentary candidate and once being a polling station executive, I have that clear connection with the grassroots. And you know, if we want to win any election, that's where it starts. Okay? Winning election 2028 and subsequent elections that we won in the past, we did not neglect the polling station.
Okay.
What happened in 2024 was clear apathy that took us to opposition. And rebuilding the party, getting the structures of the party very strong and robust will bring us back to power. And that is why the party is doing a rebuilding agenda. And again, for the rebuilding agenda.
Okay.
Yes, getting a new direction, getting a new face, getting a new vision for the region. Because if you want to win the election 2028, it starts from Greater Accra. You have to get a very focused person to make sure we build the grassroots very strong.
Right. You talk about apathy. How do you intend to gather everybody? You know, rallying them behind you first off, and then for the party in general.
That's good. Thank you. Thank you. With apathy, with the current expansion of the polling station base, you could see that is bringing some kind of confidence back. Okay, what happened during 2024 election? And apathy came and was people felt neglected. People felt that they work for the party, and you know, some few people are enjoying the benefit or the goodies of what the party brings. But they've come to terms and come to realize that it's not all about what they thought. Okay, I always say this, that our former president Kufuor say being a national chairman in a ruling government, in opposition government, is better as being a messenger in a ruling government is far more better than being a national chairman in an opposition party.
Okay.
So they've realized that all what they were thinking, that people were enjoying at the expense of their suffering, wasn't all what was happening. So we've expanded the base. The party has expanded the base from 5 to 7. Initially, we had 1 coordinator per electoral area. Now we have 5. So there's some kind of expansion, and people are roping in.
Okay.
What is going to resolve this or reduce drastically the apathy that went on 2024?
What's the message? Because prior to the election of Dr. Bawumia as flag bearer for the party, a lot was going on, and after he's talked about unity, everybody coming together, and just opposing that with the apathy that was experienced. And how do you just oppose the statements of the flag bearer and what the people feel at the grassroots level and putting them together? Is this something that you think that people will listen to, something that will draw the party back to where you believe it should be?
No, I don't think that is going to draw the party back. Why am I saying this? Because Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, being a flag bearer, is doing everything possible to unify the party. Okay. He has learned. Okay, this apathy I'm talking about as something that I report. We did a lot of researches and report after the lost 2024, and we realized that the key thing is the apathy I'm talking about.
Okay.
And he knowing that, you know, he's a listening person. Okay, knowing that right after the presidential primaries, he's meeting all his colleague aspirants who contested and bringing them on board. Because as a matter of fact, if you bring them on board, they intend bringing their followers to on board.
Okay.
So we can all come together as one unified party, solid on the grounds to win the election. So he's really working. He's not sleeping. He's really working. And I'm sure getting a very competent national executives, regional executives, constituency, and at the grassroots base, we are going to work.
How's the party's Greater Accra base looking like? Still strong?
But shaky. But we are going to work on that.
It's shaky?
Yeah, but shaky.
Why is it shaky?
Yes. Well, I say this because of, the outcomes, what went on during the election 2024, and the fact that, we have, minimal. We have, about 5 seats in Parliament out of 34. Yes, given the government.
In fact, a lot of the members of Parliament lost their seats in this particular region.
Yes. So the restructuring agenda, the rebuilding agenda, as I speak now, is really going on in Greater Accra.
Okay.
To make sure we get the right people. And that is why I'm availing myself to serve my people as the regional organizer, so that we can recapture our lost seat.
Okay.
Yes, and that's what I'm coming.
There are lots of positions for the regional level.
Sure.
There's the chairman, there are other things. Why are you going for organizer? What would you do different? What would you bring to that portfolio as a regional organizer of the party?
Okay, thank you. Yes, what my experience and capabilities as a politician, as a leader, I see myself best fit in the position of the regional organizer. Why do I say this? I say this because as an organizer, an organizer basically, your job or your job description doesn't warrant you to be in an office, not an armchair, executive or leader. But you have to always be on the street, you have to always be on the ground. And with my connection with the grassroots over the years, I see myself as the right person for the Greater Accra region, leading the organization of the region to make sure we recapture back our seats. Okay, and then with the organizer, you have 3 arms that you work with. That's the youth wing, the women's wing, and then the Nasara wing. The Nasara wing takes care basically of the Zongo communities and then the settler communities. The youth wing, as we all know, where Tescon directly falls under and other, yes, and then the women's wing. And that's where Ben I have been working on all over these years. The traditional authorities, getting to them, knowing their issues and then trying to resolve it. And that is where Ben is coming. That's why I best fit. I've been doing this over the years. And then that's why my constituents saw and reposed their confidence in me to rerun a second term as a parliamentary candidate. And I've been doing this for long.
Okay. So you believe you're the best candidate to be able to do that for the party in the Greater Accra region?
The best to do that. The best to recapture our seat for the party in Greater Accra region. The best that has the experience in the connection, because 2028 election is basically about how well we build the grassroots, how well we repose confidence and trust in the grassroots, how well we make the teaming the floating voters understand the concept of the party, that the party is not only based on some few people, as the party is not only for the elite, but the party is for everybody. Then with that, we can get them on board. With that, we can get students on board. With that, we can get the market women, the street hawker, we can get the pure water seller, and then we get all the societies and the other unions on board. And that is where Naga is coming in.
You talk about you being the man who's been there, done that. How easy or difficult do you think it will be for you to get very young people who are now getting to the age of 18, who will be able to vote in 2028, into the idea of the NPP in the region?
Thank you. It's very. One thing is, propaganda, they say in politics, can win you power, but the reality will expose you, and that is what is happening. Okay. Under the S1 and Nado's government, we introduced free education. We brought other social interventions that really help the youth. Yes. It had its own challenges then, okay? The opposition party, that's the government of the day, promised it being very juicy with no, challenges. Now the youth, the youth are assessing the introduction of free SHS and what it stands for then, and then what the current government is giving to them now. So it's just like you taking a cup of water and a cup of alcohol, and weighing both to see how the weight of both. And that's what is happening. And it lies on us, the NPP party, that I'm going to take and lead a charge. By grace, if the team in the delegate or the voters repose their confidence and trust in me and vote for me, if I'm going to let them know what the NPP brings on board and what we were given that they were objecting, and the things they are doing that is worse off, that is making the youth and those who are yet to attend the 18 register and vote for the party.
Okay.
No, that's what we are going to do, to make sure they know the difference between NPP and then NDC and what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is bringing on board.
Okay, I see what you're trying to do. So as we wrap up on this conversation and as the election draw near in August, right?
Sure.
Okay, it happens in August. What's your mantra? What are you telling the people in basic words?
Okay, what I'm telling them is we need somebody who can mobilize, energize the base of the party in the region. We need Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia not to be the flag bearer, but to be the president-elect January 7th, 2029. We need him as president to salvage this region. You need no other person than Benjamin Ageh, a servant who is coming in to energize the base, to mobilize the grassroots, to strengthen the various wings of the party, and win convincingly for the Great Elephant Party.
Okay.
And that's what I'm coming for.
Okay.
United Party in Greater Accra, making sure that everybody is involved, everybody works for the great NPP party.
Okay.
And yes, obviously, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is going to be the president, because we see, he introduced the e-levy, they criticized it, and now they are going to do worse off. He introduced Ghana card, they criticized it, and now it's the pillar that holds the nation. And a lot of things that he brought on board.
Okay.
And I assure you, the man, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is going to be the president and is going to make sure that Ghana gets to the nation that we all, expect to be.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Benjamin Ageh, hopeful for the Greater Accra Regional Organizer position for the NPP. Come August, he will be contesting, and with what he said, hopefully he's been able to convince you that he's the man to do the work. Thank you very much, Benjamin Ageh, for coming. Wish you the very best, and we'll definitely catch up with you some other time. But of course, the Black Stars will be playing the World Cup. Make sure that you watch Metro TV for all the updates. 35 games we're showing here on Metro TV. So we're getting into the conversation about the World Cup. Kemi will be bringing us some of the details surrounding the Black Stars' arrival in the USA. So we're going to get into that conversation after this. Let's take a watch.
Before they were the Black Stars, they were the Gold Coast. Empires crossed oceans to take the gold they took the people to. But they could not take the game. Because football in Ghana does not belong to stadiums or television deals. It belongs to the street, to the red dust of Nima, to a boy with no boots, whose mother sold food in the market before dawn, so he could dream after it. South Africa 2010, Africa's World Cup. Quarterfinal Ghana versus Uruguay, last second of extra time. Luis Suarez raised both hands and caught the ball on the line. Penalty. Asamoah Gyan stepped up, the man who had carried a continent on his back and hit the crossbar. Anytime I'm alone, he said years later, it still haunts me. The closest Africa had ever come, gone. Was 10 years old in Nima, a Zongo, a ghetto, when his coach first saw him play and said, I name him world's best. His mother sold to Ozafi in the market. She fed 4 children, she fed his dream too. Iñaki Williams was born in Bilbao to parents who crossed the Sahara on foot. He chose Ghana because because blood remembers what passports forget. These are not just footballers, they are the scattered sons of a nation that refuses to be forgotten. October 12th, 2025, Accra. Ghana versus Comoros. They needed a win. 47th minute, Party played the ball. Kudus received it. 30 yards out, composed like a boy on a dusty pitch who had done this 10,000 times. He shot.
It's exactly 7 days, a week to 11th June, where the World Cup properly starts in USA, Mexico, and Canada. We cannot wait for that moment. And the action is live here on Metro TV, Original TV, and Original 91.9 FM. 35 matches will be showing for you from this particular World Cup. And of course, all the others that come with it, the predict and win, and all of that, and some goodies that we have for you right here on Metro TV, Original TV, and Original 91.9 FM. Kemi Keys is standing by with the latest updates from the World Cup. The teams are arriving in the USA. Let's find out which teams have arrived so far. We know that the Black Stars arrived. Also, I have my own take about what they were. But anyway, Kemi, welcome. Talk to us. Which teams are arriving in the US?
Well, so far, the Black Stars have arrived at the United States of America as far as preparations intensify towards the FIFA 2026 World Cup. Now, however, the national team left Cardiff on Wednesday, June 3rd, where after several weeks of training and conditional work, now the squad, together with technical staff and officials, is now based in Providence, Rhode Island, where they will continue their build-up towards the tournament. Head coach Carlos Queiroz traveled with his final 26-man squad, which was confirmed on Monday, June 1st, following the conclusion of the team's European training camp. Now, Ghana wrapped up a key phase of their preparations on Tuesday, June 2nd, with a friendly at Cardiff City Stadium, where we saw Caleb Irenchi lead the Black Stars in the second half, but the defensive lapses in the game allowed Lewis Comas of Wales to equalize for the host. Now, the result brought an end to the Cardiff camp, with attention shifting fully to tactical refinement, some team chemistry, and final preparations ahead of the global showpiece. The Black Stars are expected to play another warm-up match against Jamaica on June 10th as part of their final tune-up towards the FIFA 2026 World Cup. Also, Ghana, who will be making their fifth appearance, have been drawn in Group L with the likes of Panama, their colonial masters, England, and Croatia. Now, they begin their campaign on June 17th against Panama in Canada, then before facing England on June 23rd and Croatia on June 27th. Now, the four-time African champions will be aiming to progress beyond the group stage for the first time since their memorable quarter-final run at the 2010 FIFA World Cup.
Okay. Right, so that's it on your screen when the team arrived in the U.S. to a rousing welcome by Ghanaians, and you see there some Ghanaians there, of course, with the Jamas always, as the players make way into their hotel in the USA. There you have Joseph Annan and the others there. So very, very important. I also saw Morocco arriving and other nations. Kemi, you could share that with us also?
Well, just before we get into the conversation of Morocco and other nations arriving, Samuel Lincoln, a former Black Star player who played the right back position for the national team, has urged Ghanaians to rally their support behind the Black Stars, who will be urging themselves to make a beautiful run in North America.
The second half was very good, and I think they have to. I know they are doing it. I mean, like defensive shape, I know they are doing it, but the players also have to stay more focused, because when you are going to this higher stage, even seconds, they can use you to punish you.
Okay.
So I want them to stay focused as well. But I think they are doing very well. To be honest, I like the coach. He always makes sure, even when they lose ball, the players are behind the ball, to keep their defensive shape. You know, and the second half, you know, he brought some fast wingers, and you know, I think we have to support them. To be honest, I would just say that he didn't have too much time to prepare the team, and also even though he has the experience, he really want to work. We have to give him maximum support. We have to. So I want to use this platform to tell the Ghanaians that, listen, this is our property.
Okay.
That is what we have. We have to come behind the team and support the team. I think they have something better for us in this World Cup.
Did you watch the international friendly against us?
Yes, I watched all.
And you
of
were
them.
impressed?
Last game I was impressed, to be honest.
Okay.
You know.
Have you read some of the comments on social media after?
That is the job that we are doing. You know, life in general, whether good or bad, you get people to talk about you.
Okay.
But I'm not saying that the comment that people are saying, some of the players have to take it in the bad feeling. Listen, I know Ghanaians. I know sometimes when the game is going well, everybody will cheer you up. You know, I'm a kind of player that when I make mistake, I want fans to tell me that maybe other ones will take it different way, but I will tell the players. So first, you said you want to wear the national colors for their motherland, you know, or our motherland. There's a lot of sacrifices that they have to make. They have to just stay focused, you know, and do what they think that they can do to make us happy. And I believe that, trust me, this team, they will go and make us happy.
Right, so there he had Samuel Inkum. He was part of the 2010 team at the South Africa tournament. And he said that we should all support the Black Stars as they head for this tournament. We're going to speak to leading sports journalist, as we know, Nana Ajiman, on the team that Carlos Queiroz is taking to the World Cup and the chances in this particular tournament. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us here on the program.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Fantastic. It's always a pleasure speaking to you with your vast knowledge in some of these issues, like the Black Stars. We're here again, 2026, USA, Canada, Mexico. The team played their final game against Wales in a friendly. Carlos Queiroz's first game. Your thoughts? You thought we were better?
Well, Carlos Queiroz is a very experienced coach, and despite the fact that he decided to answer the question about being defensive in a particular way, you can see quite clearly what he is working on, and his intentions are quite clear. He wants to ensure that we are solid in the back and solid in the midfield, defensively, first of all. And I think that was quite clear in the first game. I could see his imprint there. The first half, personally, I didn't like because we were just soaking up pressure. But then I began to understand it more as the second half began to unfold. And that's why I say he is quite clear that he wants to ensure that we don't concede goals and that our defense is quite solid. And even with Zico missing, I think the back four pick themselves. That's the starting back four. In fact, that's the starting back five, with the goalkeeper included. That is the starting back five, and I think that wasn't bad. I think that's good. I think I've got concerns with the middle of the park, with Thomas Partey, with Kwesi Sibu. I have problem with those two players. No problems with Caleb, because when he came in and joined in, you could see what he brought to the team. Also with Nuama, who I wasn't supporting initially because the statistics didn't show anything for him. But clearly he's come back from his injuries with a bang. And for me, he is also a starter. Caleb is also a starter, because I think that from what I can see from Carlos Queiroz is that we will soak the attack up, but we will transition into attack very, 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 very quickly. And we're quite threatening when we do that.
Talking about the defense, though, injuries worrying us. Salisu is absent, Jiku is absent. We don't have Joseph Edu in there. These players have been playing for the Black Stars for a while. It's a relatively new backline, really, with Jerome Opoku, with Jonas Ajete in there, except, of course, for the left, where Gideon Mensah Babarama with the experience in there. On the right, Marvin Senaya, Ali Duseido has also been playing. That coordination with either Atizigi or Benjamin Asari, how important would that defensive shape be for us to be able to help us progress in the tournament?
I think it's very important. And I think that in the first half, we could see the cohesion, because once the backs four were defeated, were exposed, then Atizigi, as the last man, came in and pulled off several wonderful saves. And that's why I think that is the starting five, to be honest with you. I think we've overcome the loss of Salisu. I think we've overcome the loss of Jiku and Edu. And they have put that behind them. Now they are doing their best to make sure that as a back four, Gideon and Senaya at the back, right back, that this is how they play, and they ensure that they are cohesive. They ensure that they maintain their shape. And, you know, we saw the blocks and the headers and all that kind of stuff. I think they've rehearsed all of that. They've rehearsed all of that very well. So I think that's the starting five, and I think they'll do well. To a point, they will do well.
With the attack, where previously there's been lots of criticism about